And we're back. Part two, the final in our How It All Works StreamYard Academy series. I feel kind of sad. I feel like, my children, my class is graduating and they're leaving me. But that is a proud moment, right? Here's the thing, though. Don't just watch this last one and leave us. We do have another series coming up as we round out this month, as we continue this challenge, and we'll be doing the How It All Works Academy eCam version. Excited about that, and that starts tomorrow. But right now we got a bunch of things that we want to pick up from where we left off yesterday, and let's dive into it. Picking right up where we left off, we're back in the system. I've added my laptop that's over on the other side there. So we've got two videos. And the first thing I want to talk about is the layouts in the system. That's all these different icons that you have. These are options, but these are layouts for your cameras on screen. So this is full screen layout for one camera. This one is a cropped layout, and you can see how that looks. This one gives you both videos 16:9, the way that they're intended. This one allows one video to be bigger, the other be smaller, and keep in mind, you can swap them anytime you want by just dragging them. And that is, while that is something that we can see as the host, but that is not something that your audience can see. They don't see those blue lines or anything like that. So that is transparent to them. These three, all of them are for shared screen or shared video, and we're going to get into those actually next. So let's go ahead and share a screen. Click on share at the bottom. We're going to click share screen. I'm going to share. You can share your entire screen, and we could do that like that. We could share a window, and it has different windows that are across the system. But we can also share a Chrome tab, and this is usually what I do. And I'm going to share a website. And if you want audio from that site, you do have to click share audio. I'm not going to do that right now, but I wanted you to see where that is. So I'm going to click on share, and then that adds it to the system. Now, as soon as I do that, my second monitor has changed to that screen, and I do have that ability to add it to the stream just like this. And so now we can see where these options come in. So if I come back over to here, let's go back to this setup. Make my screen the actual primary. Anything that's in this left box over here, this left side of this, whichever camera is in this left side is your primary camera. I can pull up this layout, and then I have access to the website or the screen that I've shared. I can change it to this. Now you're seeing both screens here. And again, you can still swap them. You can't swap with the shared screen, however. And then you can also just have the shared screen take up the whole thing. And depending on the size of your screen, because I'm using my laptop, the size here is a little bit smaller than it would normally be. But because I'm using my laptop screen, it doesn't quite take up the whole thing. So keep that in mind as well. That the size of your screen also determines how much it takes up. So we want to make sure that we share something that's going to take up the entire screen. Notice, though, if I go back to this layout, even though this screen is still shared, it's not on screen because none of these three layouts, none of these four layouts are for shared screens or shared videos. And we'll get into that in a second. So I'm going to remove this and actually stop that screen, and we're going to actually share a video file. And I'm going to share a video that my children did. Here it is, news special music. So I'm going to share that into the stream, and here it is. Now it's at the bottom of the screen and it's ready to go. So when I click add to stream, it's automatically going to play. I click that and it is playing, and I can actually control the volume on that thing by pulling it down a little bit.
Happy Sabbath, family. It's Carson.
And you can hear that. You can hear that audio in the system. I can turn it up a little bit, turn it down.
We hope you
and
enjoy.
I can actually scrub through.
My song is called.
You have the options on the bottom here. You also have the options on the screen itself to be able to control the volume and scrub through the video. Right? You can scrub through the video. And so this is a really cool way to bring a video in, and I love the fact that you can bring videos in this way now, being able to share it into your system. But it does require higher speed internet and a well-spec'd machine. You got to have a machine with great RAM, good processor speed. Got to close all the other stuff that you got running. Make sure hardware acceleration is turned on in your browser. The other thing that I want you to notice here is that, okay, again, if any of these three layouts affect that shared screen. And if I go back to any of these, notice that you're still hearing the audio from the stream, right? You're still from the video, I should say, but it's not on screen. And this is one of the hacks that I show people on how to play audio in the background without anything else. You can actually add it as a video, have it playing softly in the background, and have that in your live stream. So that's a really cool way to get that done. Let's remove that and actually remove it from the system, remove it from the studio. And so now we're back to this setup. And we've looked at all the different things in terms of layouts, shared video, shared screen in StreamYard. The next thing we want to look at is comments. Since we're already on the comment screen, let's just start right here. Comments, when I click on this one, it brings it on screen. What I want you to notice, however, is that this comment is actually branded a certain way. So I'm going to skip over to the brand tab real quick and go to a different theme and notice how that comment changes. We have the default theme, we have the minimal, we have bubble, we have block. And again, I like bubble, so I like the way it animates on screen. I like how it looks, so I keep mine on bubble. But just keep in mind that on the brand tab, the theme controls how your comment looks. Additionally, if you go back to the settings screen that we were in yesterday, if you shift videos up and down for comments and banners, that's one of the things that will happen when you bring your comment on screen. Now, let's take a look at banners. Here's banners again. We do have a banner here, and I can show that. Notice that when I click to show a banner, it takes the comment off of the screen. And when I take the banner down, it doesn't bring that comment back. So that's good. So you don't have to go back to the comments tab to go and turn off that comment. Another thing that you can do is add a ticker to your screen. And here's a ticker that I use at my church. And so there's the ticker. And notice that the color of the ticker is on brand with this brand, right? So if I go back over to brand, you'll notice that my brand color is purple. You'll notice that the color of the ticker is purple. So that your brand tab controls a lot of things for your comments and your banners. So the way to create this is to actually click on the create banner thing, which is literally right next to me, and you just type it in. You just type in what you want. Test, and so we can we just click this checkbox right here that says, let me move to the side, scroll across bottom ticker. So we just click on that in order to make it a ticker. Or if we don't do that, we can just click on add banner and it adds it as a banner. And so here's a really cool thing. You can actually put up a banner and a ticker at the same time, and it will just have one playing right underneath the other. So that's how you do comments and banners and tickers in the system. Let's take a look at the private chat real quick before we go back to the brand tab. Private chat is really simple. This is kind of self-explanatory. This is the chat between you and your guests in the system. Anybody that's actually in the system. If you can see them in this bottom section here, you will be able to chat with them in the private chat, and your name will be whatever name you put in when you entered the systems. One other thing I want to show you real quick again before we get into the brand tab is that you have these options here on your guests and on yourself. So each guest can go in and edit their own name and edit their mic settings. And you can actually do that for your guests as well, just by clicking these three dots and editing their mic settings. You can actually change their audio, change their echo cancellation settings, and you can adjust their volume up if you need to in this setting. So keep that in mind, that you have access to that here inside the system. Now we're on the brand tab. Oh, the brand tab. Now I could spend a half hour, I could spend 2 hours going through this, but in short, I'm just going to go section by section. We've already talked about brand color. You want to make sure you get the hex code for your brand color, put that in here so that you can have that. Everything will be based on that. You want to go through your theme. You want to go through logo. Your logo, upload a logo. It's got the size right here, 200 by 200. You want to be able to upload your logo in that right way. And of course, you can see that I can put my logo on here, but I already have it in the background. We're going to get to that in a second. I can put my signature up here, but it's fairly tiny. Again, 200 by 200 is small. This is one of the reasons why I don't use the logo section. I use the background. You will need to play around with the theme to figure out which theme works best for you. Also, in your overlays section, overlays are graphics, right? These can be transparent, but they can also be full screen. Here's a full screen overlay that you've seen me use before. And again, they're telling you 1280 by 720, but 1080 by 1920 by 1080 will also work. Your full width. It will conform it down, because I know some of these flyers are actually that size, and it works well in the system. But the recommendation, of course, is 1280 by 720, and if you do it on that size, it will work for StreamYard. So keep that in mind as well. Transparent overlays. This is one here. Let me make myself full screen by going to solo layout, and I can put my overlay on the screen here this way. And it's, again, this is all about how you've designed the look and feel and flow of your show. And so here is an overlay that gives us some frames around the two videos. Here's one that actually gives us frames and the lower third. Here's one that gives us frames and a banner. All custom that we created in the beginning of this Academy series during the graphics part. But here's one where that is just a full screen overlay. And again, all of these things we've gone through in terms of designing them, but this is where you'll find them in the system so you can actually use them. We talked about some of these other ones as well. Here are some video clips, and here's where you would upload your countdown clock. Video clips, 1280 by 720 as well. Max file size, 200 meg, 10 minutes in length. Now, if you get a 10-minute video that's 200 meg, let me know how you did that, because that's difficult. But there are ways to, size down your videos to make them fit in the 200 meg limitation, which is, to me, the bigger limitation than the 10 minutes. But if you want to play something that is that long or that's larger than that, make sure you think about using the other hack of sharing the video as a video file. But again, I always have to mention, folks, that it is going to require a really well-spec'd computer, good RAM, good processor, and make sure you have high-speed, stable internet. So keep that in mind as well. So your video sections here is where your countdown clocks will go, where your bumper videos will go. And if you have any other little clips that you want to play in your show, remember we talked about that in your show flow, incorporating clips into your show. You would actually upload them here just by clicking the plus sign, finding the video, and uploading it. It does do MP4 files. And if I hover my mouse over here, you'll see some of those instructions for video. Backgrounds. Here are some of the backgrounds that I have. And of course, you're seeing I can switch between them and they stay behind the videos. Here's one that kind of gives us some nice frames. Here's one that's just generic. Here's one for a client, a boom in a day. This is for Lola Moore Johnston. And then here's the one that we have created during this Academy section. And right here at the bottom of the brand tab, you have show display names. And when I do that, you'll see that the display names are on both videos. And here's the thing. Again, this is affected by your theme, the theme that you select. If I change my theme, you'll notice that the actual size and shape, look and feel of the display names is different. So keep that in mind as well. Your theme really does control a number of little things in the system that really will help to keep your live stream going smooth. Last thing we want to show you before we get out of here is how to leave the studio. and that you do that by just clicking this button right here. Whoa. I'm not really certain what happened there, man. And it looks like the entire end of my video completely lost its audio and sound. So I'm having to redo this, and I don't even have my green screen up. I wanted to show you one last thing. Of course, yes, you have to click the leave studio button to get out of the studio. But I wanted to show you one last thing, one last feature to round out this series and to close out this video. So I'm not even using the green screen anymore, but you're looking at the StreamYard desktop here, and the feature I want to talk to you about is the giveaway tool. And you get there by going to StreamYard.com/giveaway, and you would simply select your broadcast. Let's say I'm going to select this one, and you would put in, let's say Quinn, because that's the client's name. You put that in there to match the text, and you can read here. It says, any user whose comment includes this text will be entered in the draw. Leave it blank if you want all users that comment to be entered. And you can click start collecting names. And just like that, you can share this, as I showed you before, into your stream and do a draw, do a giveaway, give away a prize, engage your audience. This is one of those things, even though, yes, it's a giveaway tool, and we're glad that StreamYard gave it to us. The real main, thrust of it, in my opinion, one of the things that makes it just so unique is that it punches up your engagement in such a way that you really wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So definitely think about incorporating the giveaway tool into your live stream. So there you have it. We're closing out this StreamYard portion of our academy, and I'm excited to get into the eCam portion. How It All Works Academy eCam edition starts tomorrow, and I'm hoping that we'll see you there. Hoping that you got value from this one and everything else that we've got going on, and not only that you would take the journey with us and subscribe, but also share the video with a friend. That's what it's all about, finding something, learning something, and then sharing it with someone else. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today we got you a little closer to figuring out how it all works. We'll see you in the next video.